Oh! Ah! What the heck is that camera doing in my house? Huh? YouTube video? That was today? Oh, crap. Let's try this again. Hi, hello, hi. I'm Esper, your resident kitty pup, and welcome to my first video on this channel. Okay, so technically this isn't my first video, or even my second, or third, or fourth. Quick rewind. I've always wanted to post videos and get like uber famous ever since I was like 9 and started posting terrible Littlest Pet Shop videos. Anyways, so naturally I've tried being a YouTuber like 3 times now. The first 2 times fell through and here I am trying again. So, dear viewer, you may be wondering, Esper, what is this new channel gonna be about? And I would say, look at you being an overachiever asking questions in the first video. Well, I have a lot of characters, like a lot, and some of them get the great honor of getting lore, for better or worse. I feel like a lot of artists can fall into certain categories as creatives, and one of those being partaking in both drawing and writing, and I happen to fall into this category. I love creating new characters, thinking about what clothes they would wear, the colors they would look best in, but even more than drawing my characters, I love writing about them. So much so that I have a lot of Google Docs full of character lore and things I could talk anyone's ear off if they ever gave me the chance to share. And that's not often. So I thought, what a better way to share my love for my babies than to share it with the entire internet. There's just one problem. I am terrible at making decisions and having a love for so many of my characters, I couldn't possibly just pick one. So today I'm going to talk about some characters of mine that I've sort of written lore for, but not as extensive as others. I'm looking at you too. So for this video, I picked Molotov and Pin, some of my older OCs, and Mayumi and Imani, some of my newer characters. So strap in, grab a snack, grab a drink, buckle in, because I'm a yapper. I'm about to yap. So, for this section of the video and onwards is going to be off my dome as I'm looking at the lore and what I changed and going over what I've changed with some of the older designs and the redesigns I did. So, I hope I'm concise and I make sense. Okie dokie, let's get started, shall we? So, Molotov, or Kaimiko, is a fairly old character. I think I made her in my sophomore year of high school. And I don't truly recall the purpose of making her, designing her. I think it was because one of my friends at the time really liked D&D and had a D&D character, and I wanted to be involved. I wanted in, but my socially anxious self didn't know how to get across, so I just made a character and shoved it in their face. I don't think I ever ended up doing a campaign with her. But she is my cutie patootie, and she was like the first OC. I was actually like really obsessed with her. I feel like every artist out there, you know what I'm talking about, where you have a character that you're just like, I ate with this design and now I must draw them 17 times. I drew Molotov, or I guess I'll just call her Kai, because I kind of dropped her nickname. It was supposed to be like, I don't know, because she got like fiery or whatever, but I changed a lot about her and her personality. So she's nothing like that. So I don't even think I'll call her Molotov anymore. I think just Kaimiko or Miko or Kai. I drew her a lot. And by a lot, I mean a lot for my standards. In high school, I didn't have a lot of original characters that I actually continued to draw after I created them. I would just create them and they just sit and rot in my sketchbook. So Kai was the first OC I made that I actually drew multiple times, as in maybe 5 or 6 times after I made her, and then I didn't touch her for years. I haven't drawn Kai in so long, let's cue up some old pictures, some old drawings I have of her, so you can get a feel for how cutie patootie she was. So as this speed paint is running, let's talk about what I've changed about her. Well, obviously my art got a glow up, but I definitely got rid of like the face piercing thing she had. I feel like, I don't know, it shouldn't be there. I don't want to say it's like culturally inappropriate. Like I feel like, she's not like, I think of like, India. She's not Indian, so it felt wrong for it to still be there. And I just zhuzhed up the design more. Kai is an elemental maiden, and I don't think you would get like elemental at all from her original design. I don't know if you'll get elemental from this design, but I tried, to put in more elements. And an elemental maiden, we'll get more into it, is exactly what you think it is. Think of like the avatar. She's literally just like a glorified, not even a glorified, she's just an obscure avatar OC that I unknowingly made, and I wasn't even trying to. Kai used to be a very soft and kind elf. She is like nothing like that now, so I wanted to give like blank, not like soft, but just blank. She's just a blank canvas. She doesn't really have a lot of, I wanted her colors to come off as like blank. She has a lot of beige and white, as you'll see. I wanted her to be very neutral, like bright, loud colors. Like the red you'll see that I use, it's very toned down. There's some black in there. I feel like I could have included the black. I probably should have made the shorts black. But the cloud short things is supposed to be like, like air, the wind. I'm going to say that aside from wind and like fire, every other like tie-in for the elements are kind of half-assed and kind of sad. I wanted to be as creative as I was with like the swirly not underpants, shorts, but like I couldn't think of anything. So a lot of it is just color, and like as you'll see the sun and the moon. I'm sorry, I couldn't be as creative as I was with the shorts. So every other inclusion, like I wanted her to look more elemental. I don't think I achieved that much, but there are nods to all of the elements that she can control in her design somewhere. It may not be the most creative, but they're there. I tried. And I just realized now looking at her that I forgot about her pole ribbons, but it is what it is. Anyways, I have these like purple, what do you even call these? Like, they're not bangles. I want to call them bangles. I don't know, but I've got these like purple things all over her design. I don't know why I picked purple. I think purple was in the original color palette. I don't know if purple works, but you'll see her come to life more. Let's get into my favorite part, the lore. I will say that Kai's lore wasn't horrible. If I had to rate my writing back then, I'd give it like a 7 out of 10. It wasn't horrible. Obviously I had to go and update like some of the writing and how it was written, but like I had said, I changed a lot of Kai's personality. She used to be very soft, very kind, very humble. Oh my gosh, she's not like that anymore. I think I really liked making characters that were traumatized, but they weren't like, the repercussions weren't necessarily negative. Like, it didn't produce a character who was jaded and like hated speaking to people and were mean to everybody out of, their trauma. I liked creating characters that were, still soft and kind despite their trauma. But I feel like I have too many characters like that, and I feel like it's not realistic to have every character I have who's traumatized be almost unfazed by their trauma. So I changed a lot of that when rewriting her lore. So Kai now is like a silently raging alcoholic. Like, my girl loves to get down at a bar. Like, imagine this is taking place in like a fantasy-ish setting. I was gonna say like, I don't know, medieval times, but I don't want to go that far back. So just like, you know, your generic fantasy time. She's like really cold and hard to read. She's not giving you much of anything. She's not giving you the time of day. She's very cynical. She really doesn't care about getting to know you. I mean, the most she'll ask about you is maybe your name, but even that she could not care less. She would probably forget it if you guys weren't like interacting anymore. If there was no need to interact with her anymore, she would definitely discard your name. She does not give a fuck about you. Like, Kai is so emotionally, mentally scarred by the people who fucked her over in her life that she just does not care for human interaction. Like, alrighty, so let's get into her lore, her updated lore. So Miko is a cold and hard person to read. She is very cynical and cares little for getting to know people. She's scarred enough not to care for the interactions with anyone, and if it were possible to do her job without interacting with anyone, she would. She only helps because it's in her job description, and she kind of has to, but she isn't morally bound at all to her job. She doesn't see her power as anything amazing or as a miracle or a blessing, and would willingly give it up if possible. She's not kind or sweet and rarely shows any compassion, if at all. Due to her upbringing, she isn't very expressive, learning to suppress and hide how she feels to avoid punishment from the elders. Elf elders are elves who dedicate their lives to the practices of maidens. They're meant to be teachers, wise ones, to look for guidance. Not all elders, though, teach out of love, but control. Where Miko grew up, elves were known for two things, either becoming an archer or an agricultural worker. But every century or so, during a lunar eclipse, a new maiden is picked. The positions open: summer, spring, fall, winter, sun, moon, and elemental maidens. Your season is decided by the season the eclipse takes place in. So for spring, summer, winter, and fall maidens, it's quite self-explanatory. They're in charge of taking care of their respective seasons. For sun and moon maidens, it depends on the time in which the eclipse takes place and whether the seasonal maidens have already been chosen. They're in charge of handling the day and the night. As for the elemental maiden, they're chosen last, for they reign over the rest of the maidens, and with the power they are granted, not just any elf can qualify for said position, though it's not really clear what stipulations have to be reached, or who even gets to choose these maidens. An elemental maiden's job is to help keep the other maidens in check. If anything's off balance or out of place, the elemental maiden has to fix it. At 9 years old, Miko was awakened by the burning sensation and pain in her eyes. Woken up by the screams of her child, Miko's mother rushed to her room, the screaming, now tiny cries as Miko lied on the floor. Greeting her was a mark, the mark of an elemental maiden. After that day, though, Miko was taught the morals of a maiden and sent away for cruel training. Though she was a star student and called a prodigy, and people in the village sung her praises and praised the elders. One slip up and she was punished. If she dared to talk back, she was punished. If she showed any other emotion besides gratitude, she was punished. Miko seemed like the perfect student to those who saw her from the outside, but she was forced to be this way. She hated the village and the elders. All they ever did was abuse their power, and no one dare interfere. She was drilled every day about how she was the mother of all maidens, how many elves were envious of her position, so many responsibilities fell on her shoulders, and she wasn't even 18 yet. This was on top of endless, grueling training, long studies, and stressful ceremonies. The elders were strict about Miko's training. She wasn't allowed to see her family or her friends, no fun activities or chats, nothing. She was quite literally isolated from the whole village. No one was allowed to see her, much to their protest. She was confined to this training hall. It was a sad excuse for a room, really. One small window, a stiff bed, a sink with only room to wash your hands, a toilet, of course, and a shabby bookcase with maybe 10 books max, all about maiden work or another. She had to sneak in books about adventuring or falling in love. She was literally a prisoner, and from her perspective, no one tried to save her from this purgatory. The elders even had plans to arrange her a lover. Miko had no control over her life. Her childhood was robbed, and she wasn't going to allow the rest of her life to be this way. So she planned her escape during the Maiden Festival, the only day where a maiden was ever allowed to leave. When a maiden turns 18, the village throws this huge festival in celebration of a maiden coming to age. But instead of celebrating, Miko planned to escape. One thing about the elders that you could count on was that they were always so full of themselves. No one would ever dare overthrow them, as though they were this all-knowing higher power. They would never think their star pupil would ever turn on them. Quite stupid. The first few years of her freedom was unlike anything she'd ever used to dream of. The air was somehow fresher, the water somehow crisp, the food so good, but it wasn't right. It wasn't like she didn't try to give people a chance, but she was always proven right. People are selfish, and they only do things that will benefit them or bring them pleasure. On top of all she's experienced growing up, Miko grew distant with people. She's short and frank and rather answer questions with facial expressions rather than verbal response. She doesn't go around blaming others for her struggles, but she doesn't try to connect with them either. She'd rather spend time with nature and the wildlife. They're more predictable and understanding than people. She's still quite chill, just not as friendly. Don't ever expect her to want to befriend you. If she tolerates you, congrats. That's as far as you're getting. Just don't piss her off and you'll survive. Miko used to be a gentle, kind, fun-loving soul, but that was all stripped away from her. Now she's just bitter and cold and rather wash away all her troubles with alcohol. Oh, she loves going down to the taverns, getting drunk and wasted, slurring her words and singing the curses of the elders and down with the elders and how maiden work is just so troublesome. Nowadays, she'd rather travel the world, see new sights, new plants and flowers she never knew existed, cute animals, scary animals, anywhere but being locked up. She hates being in one place. So I'm actually really proud of how I changed her lore. I think she's so much more interesting and compelling as a raging alcoholic than, I don't know, some sweet girl who's not affected by drama. Again, I don't feel like that's realistic, and I think it was kind of selfish of me to hold back her character by just keeping her as this soft, cutie patootie girl. So I'm very happy with what I did with her. I'm happy with her design for the most part, except for the cop-out with the elements. I hope you can kind of tell she gives Avatar, maybe. I don't know. Miko was literally my unbothered bestie baddie. She don't give two fucks about you, what you doing, why you're talking to her. Just get out of her face before she burns your fucking balls off. I don't know how to end this, so let's move on to our next character. Okay, up next is another sophomore maid OC. Pin or Primrose or Mouse or Pinpoint, whatever you shalleth call her. I made this character again because of the same friend. I mean, Kai and Pin should be like they're destined sisters or something. She had a book that her and her friends were writing, and I mean writing. These people made 2 whole books, not physical books, but 2 damn near books in Google Docs, and I wanted to be a part of it so bad. But again, instead of asking, I just made a character and shoved it in her face and hoped that she would do it. I don't know if she ever did, but this is the product of that. So I don't really know that much about the world anymore because this was in high school and I haven't actually read the story in a long time. So very loosely, I just know this is like another superpower world. Think My Hero Academia, like Invincible maybe. But instead of them being called like powers or quirks, they're called gifts, and therefore people who have these gifts are called the Given, which I think is so cool. So because I'm pretty sure the world takes place like during the teenage years of most of the characters are in their teens. So my girl Pen, she's 19 and her gift is called Split. And honestly guys, it kind of gives Mary Sue. I feel like she's like giving generic, and she's not even main character, just like generic overpowered character like OC. So she can split herself. She can create 3 clones of herself, and each clone has a different power, along with having a piece of Pin's personality and a flaw. Think like that episode of Teen Titans Go where Raven like split her emotions into different versions of themselves, just fewer and more specific. We'll get into the clones' powers a little later. Let's build up some context.
Objection!
This is awkward. Editing Esper here. Past Esper forgot to talk about the redesigns, so now I must talk about the redesigns. So because Pin is her clones and her clones are Pin, I thought it would only make sense that they cycle through the same wardrobe. So the clones wear something that Pin's either worn recently or something she used to wear, something she's worn at some point. So the leg warmers are from number 1, the sweater vest under the coat is from number 2, and then the big old coat and the pants apparently are from number 3. Other than the clothes, I changed her hair just a little bit because I used to use like the same 3 hairstyles back then. I added some little pins, or keychains. And other than that, she didn't change much. I think I added some hair clips. You'll see that I added like a target thing to her eye. I'm not sure I like that yet. As for the clones, they didn't really change much. Number 1 is literally 1-to-1 to the redesign I did a few years ago. Number 2 didn't change much. I changed her hair to be like in this bun thing, and I made her more put together instead of like scandalous teacher. Ew. And number 3 like didn't change at all. I think everything is completely the same. So you're not missing out on anything. As for the color palettes, the clones never had any colors. And I did not keep any of the colors I did traditionally for Pin. I didn't like them. Don't think they made any sense. So the color palette that you'll see in the redesign is all new and improved. And I think that about covers it for the redesign. Let's get to the speed paint. For real this time. Pin is like that kid you see all around school who seems fairly popular with everyone, but you don't actually know all that much about her. Of course, this is on purpose. Pin loves to throw people off because sure, she can be fun to most, but Pin is always watching. She knows everything there is to know about the people around her. She's quite observant. She knows all the students who sell on campus and what they sell, and even where they do their handoffs. She knows which teachers do creep shit after hours or outside of school. She even knows how corrupt the school is, like how they sell student and parent info to shady people. But no one would suspect that Pin knew any of this, and she's in love with that fact. I mean, sure, some people know how flawless she is at obtaining info, but like on a far smaller scale, like the answers on a test, or whether Aaron is cheating on her boyfriend. Prim, or Primrose, grew up in a normal neighborhood with its fair share of givens and in-givens being people who don't have powers. Though, if you were keeping up with the town news, more and more in-givens were moving into the town and slowly flushing out the givens. Her mom and dad, obviously both givens, were getting more anxious as the powerless numbers began to grow. Many of their friends and neighbors had already gone to find new places to live. Determined not to be uprooted from their home, though, Prim's father insisted they stay, and that as long as they didn't use their power, they would be okay. So they stayed for years until Prim was 10. At this point, it was rare to find Givens out in the open. That is, the town had started an anti-Given corporation, clearly displaying their hate for them. More and more Givens were being discovered and being eradicated, and Prim's mother and father were constantly fighting to keep their quaint neighborhood peaceful. Her dad was a stubborn war veteran and wouldn't leave this town without a fight. He hated the thought of giving up the place he grew up in just because of some haters, while her mother was worried about the safety of their child. Quite frankly, she couldn't care less about the people here. Another brutal year passed, and now Prim had a sister on the way. She couldn't stand to stay in that town anymore. She felt like everyone was watching her and that no one could be trusted. She begged and pleaded with her father to let them leave. She knew he would have to break eventually. After much persuasion, her father decided it was best to let go of his pride and to move on. Prim's dad was quite the yapper, yapping to everyone who'd listen. He had told multiple neighbors about their move. Most were sad to see him go, but not everyone was a fan of his. Some family on the corner had been plotting against Prim's family since they moved in. They weren't big fans of Givens and were hearing of their departure soon. They couldn't let their plan go to waste. Given eradication officers swarmed Prim's residence, but they were already aware of their imminent arrival thanks to Prim's mom. Her gift is intuition, and she had a bad feeling someone bad would come. A verbal fight broke out between officers and her dad. What was even the point of coming here, he argued. They were already intending to leave soon. This whole exchange was useless. Even so, the officers kept pushing that his family was a threat and needed to be taken care of. He only got more agitated. The officers could tell. The way they trembled and gripped their guns, like if they let go, they'd all fall apart. Prim's dad had no interest in getting physical, just wanted them to leave his family in peace, but they wouldn't back off. Conversation was strained, but the man had not given them just cause to fire. On instinct, Prim's dad's skin turned silver, hard as titanium, his gift. The bullets ricocheted off his skin, going every which way. Some hit the officers, others flew past bystanders, and a few behind him. His wife was muttering, biting her nails in anguish. The terrible feeling in her gut was only getting worse. Prim shivered at her side, unaware of what she could possibly do. Before she knew it, bullets came flying towards her, barely missing her cheek. Her mom wasn't responsive, and she had no idea what was going on. She squeezed her eyes shut. The only thoughts rushing through her mind was that she wanted the bullets to stop and for her mom and sister to be okay. All of a sudden, the screams ceased. Bullets were no more. Everything was bright and white. Her mom was there, unconscious and bleeding. Prim was panicked. The chaos was gone, but she didn't know where she was or how to leave. Her mom was out cold, and some stranger who looked just like her was staring at her. She was scared and alone and felt super sick. When Prim came to, it had been 3 days later. The house was practically packed. Mom was fine. So was her sister, but the air was thick and stale. Mom sobbed. Dad was silent. Her gift had manifested. Life after the move was total shit. Prim's dad lost his job after the whole fiasco. Her mom had many complications after the birth of her sister. She got all sick and had troubles moving around. The new town was nice and all, she supposed, but life was so miserable now. The vibes were in hell, and it was sad every time Prim came home. So they were in some totally new place and basically broke. Have fun. By the time Prim was old enough for college, she moved out. She pocketed some money selling her expertise in high school on the internet. Info sells, apparently. Prim couldn't get enough of the high it gave her to be able to gain someone's trust, their most kept secrets, and they had no clue. And to think people would pay so much to get their hands on it. Oh, the euphoria. Her parents think she lives on campus, but she actually managed to rent an apartment for quite the steal via not morally great means, but hey, don't worry about it. So now she goes to college. For what? Who knows, but it's fun to stir up drama. She works from home, taking tips for info. She's got quite the reputation now, and requesting her services is quite the pretty penny. Now this was the life. She couldn't ask for anything better. She wonders how much someone would pay to kill. Pin is so fun to me. She's such a fun character, and I like to think that she really gets off on knowing more about you than you know about yourself. Now, though, that we have this context, let's talk about her clones. Now, Pin's clones are actual manifestations, actual beings. They have minds and hearts and feelings and emotions, not holograms. And each clone has a specific power along with a piece of Pin's personality and some flaws she has. The clones don't actually have names. They go by numbers instead. So clone number one's power is escape. And as you may have gained from her story and lore, Pin is an informant. Girl gets paid for info, and boy does it sell. So every great informant needs a good escape plan. Escape, or number one, provides her a way to escape the situation she's in, be it giving her the ability to climb walls, a smoke screen, or creating a convenient reason for her not to be there. It depends on what would be most practical for the situation. Once the host is safe, though, the ability is on cooldown for some time before it can be used again. So, for example, if, let's say, Pin got asked out by some guy who's been lusting after her for some time, and Pin wants to get the fuck out of there, all she has to do is summon her clone, and let's just say bro's mom called and he's got to go. He's really got to go. The mom and the whole situation is completely real. Like, the mom, for some reason, due to the effects of this power, felt like she just needed to call her son and be like, hey, get your ass home. Or if the only convenient way for her to get out of a situation is for someone to die, escape, or number one, can manifest either a person or an event or a weapon that could help eradicate that bitch and get her out of there. I think I'm kind of like a genius for coming up with this, because it opens the door for so many interesting and creative ways for it to be used. I love it. I love myself. I'm a genius. Now, number one's personality takes a little bit from Pin's cutesy innocent side. She doesn't really show up much these days. She's more busy being borderline insane and having her high of her being so smart. But she's carefree and sweet as sugar, but very naive and quick to trust anyone. That's why number one isn't really allowed to be out around certain other people, because she's the type of person who would 100% take candy from a white van and get kidnapped just because they said that they were going to give her candy. Number two, or truth, is I had to really change her because I didn't realize it. I was watching this show when I was coming up with things for these clones. I don't remember what it was called, but there's a character in that show and her power is I don't know what it is specifically, but her line is, I heard a rumor. And originally number two was named Rumor, and the line was, I heard a rumor. And I feel like I can't do that. That's plagiarizing. So instead, number two says, a little birdie told me, and whatever happens follows. So she says, a little birdie told me that you dropped your pants. I don't know why you would do that. Your pants will fall. Or if she said, a little birdie told me that you wanted to give me $10 million, then they would give you $10 million. Now, obviously, it only works if it's feasible, if it's something that they can actually do, because I can't give you $10 million if I don't have $10 million. So it doesn't work in that way. Whoever is under numbers two's influence will never be aware. They're not aware of it when they're performing the action. They're not aware of it when it wears off. They have no recollection of the event. Some people are an exception, but the majority don't remember anything that has happened. Now, number two is Pin's practical side. She moves with logic and reasoning, but she's very quick to doubt and dismiss emotion as valid reasoning for anything. She's very judgmental, and especially if someone's acting based on emotion to her, she feels that their opinion is not valid and that we shouldn't trust them. She's great for problem solving, but definitely not for comforting you after a breakup. And number 3, low-key, one of my favorite clones, and kind of the reason why I feel like Pin gives Mary Sue, is Warp. This power is only ever used if things are really, and I mean like really going to shit, and it's shifting someone to another plane of existence and reality entirely. It's really taxing. I mean, like, imagine like being thrown off an airplane and like in an instant, like snap of the finger, like getting used to like gravity shifting super fast. Like, I would think you would feel really sick. So when anyone is subjected to being thrown into an entirely different plane of existence and reality, it really throws a person off. And that's usually the biggest gain from this clone, is that it gives Pin an advantage, but only for 10 minutes. You can only be in this reality for 10 minutes, and then reality shifts back again. And this takes a tremendous toll on Pin's body. That is why it is only ever used in like case of really, really bad emergency. Like if she's really about to get fucked up, this is what we use. Otherwise, you know, escape is right there. We love her for that. When I'm making characters with powers and I feel like I give them a really good power, I really like to make it equal-ish so they have really big repercussions. And so Pin's repercussion for using this clone's power is that when the 10 minutes is up and reality turns back to normal, and the effects of like the dimension being opened and closed hits Pin like immediately. As soon as she's back into the grounded reality, like it hits her like that, and she's out of commission for months if not taken care of properly. So imagine she's in a really fucked up situation and she needs to rely on Warp's ability so that she can like fight and like live, because escape doesn't work in this instant, and she doesn't beat them within the 10 minutes and they're still alive. She's literally fucked. Like, she cannot do anything. She can't, even if she did beat them, she's literally out of commission for at least a month. It's only extended if, you know, she's not taken care of properly. Number 3 is Pin's carefree side, but like in the I really don't give a shit kind of way. She really puts in too much effort or care in most situations, and surprisingly she's a good listener, but she can be very reckless and quick to anger when things don't go her way. When the clones lay dormant and aren't out and doing their clone things, Pin can use their powers separately, but the effect is very, very low, and it's only for a limited time. So there's really no point in Pin like trying to use the powers on her own, because they kind of suck. Like they're like really poopy fart when it's just her. So there's really no point to actually using the powers when it's just her. Better to use the clones. Pin herself, though, does have minor fighting abilities. She knows, like, you know, basic attacks and defense, and she likes taking targets down from a distance. Think sniper, or throwing needles, or daggers, or something to take them out from afar if really possible. She's not that great at up-close hand-to-hand combat. I didn't really change too much about Pin. I kept a lot of things. I think a lot of it was trying to make it as less cringy, because it was very cringily wrote. Can I say that? Is cringily a thing? Probably not. But I think Past Me did quite a good job. I really like Pin's character. I kind of made her more snarky, more low-key, kind of crazy and chaotic. Like, I mean, she really gets off on knowing more about you than you know about yourself. It's very fun. I'm kind of sad. I don't really draw her like that, and I haven't drawn her in like years. And like, my friends were really praising me. They were really eating up those drawings. And they're not good, babes. They're not good. The anatomy is so bad, and I hate the dog. on myself because nobody wants to hear anyone dogging on their old art, because everyone starts somewhere. But when I think back about people telling me how good it was, I'm like, girl, no, it wasn't. You can tell the truth. It was not that good. Anyways, let's move on to our last topic for this video. Mayumi and Imani, these are our package deals. These are my, oh my gosh, they were roommates, but lesbians instead. Because drawing gay people and gay romance is far more fun than straight people. I'm sorry. So, Mayumi and Imani are a very interesting pair when it comes to lore, because I didn't actually write much of it. I made jot dots and then I left it alone. I thought about their story a lot in my brain. I feel like it was so fleshed out in my brain, but then it was time for me to put it in a Google Doc. I had nothing. I don't know if I didn't have the motivation to do it then and there, but I just put little jot dots, and that's not good. So I fleshed out the characters more. Before I get to that, I must rant about my past self from a couple of months ago. Imani and Mayumi are newer characters, as in I wrote and drew them, I think, in junior year of high school. So they're like a year-ish older than Kai and Pin. The thing about it is I did do a traditional redesign. I had to do like new redesigns for Kai and Pin because I hadn't drawn them in a while. But I like recently drew Imani and Mayumi being lesbians, and I called it a redesign, and you actually can't really tell what I changed because I didn't do any full body redesigns. So now I actually have to explain what I changed about them, and I'm so mad at past me because I was like rummaging through my sketchbooks like a madman, because I'm like, I like remember looking up references and everything. I didn't keep the references, I deleted them. And the redesign, like, it doesn't, they're not full body, like it doesn't show the full you'll see, let's just get to the redesign. So I'm going to put a picture of the art piece from my sketchbook and just give you a little rundown of what I changed. So originally Mayumi had like a cardigan outfit. It's like a cardigan, a basic shirt, and like pants, and I think that was basically it. She had like a choker. In this redesign, I'm pretty sure I kept the cardigan. I like the cardigan look, but I gave her this like, I want to say like loose textured shirt. I don't know how to say it. So Mayumi is Filipino. I don't know much about the Philippines, what people in the Philippines wear, because I was inspired by my boyfriend, but my boyfriend doesn't know anything about that stuff. So I had to use the internet, and I was looking for like, you know, like when you look, what do Filipino people wear, and that doesn't give you much. So I was looking at like Filipino clothes websites, like people who were selling Filipino clothes, and I was going off of that. So there was this shirt on there that I was like, ooh, this is cute. So I referenced this shirt. And then for her pants, I gave her like flared jeans, and they have like they have like, I don't know how to explain it. Like there's like a pattern on the flared part of the bottom of her jeans. And I think that's basically what I changed. I changed her hair a little bit. I gave her hair vents, if you know what that is. I gave her hair vents, and I think that's it. Yeah. Then for Imani, oh my gosh, you don't understand how much I love these girls. I wanted her to really be in her baddie bitch era. Like, she doesn't give a fuck. So I gave her these short ass shorts, like her booty hanging out for real, with fishnets, and I don't know, she probably wears like platform Converse because I didn't give shoes. Honestly, they probably both wear platform Converse because I'm a Converse girly and I can't be original. And then she has like this Y2K jacket, you know, with the fur. I really want one of those, like those Y2K jackets with the fur. And then she has this cropped turtleneck shirt underneath. It's giving sexy girl boss baddie, and I love that for her. I kept her little hair clips. Her hair basically stayed the same. I didn't really change it much because I really liked it. Her glasses are the same. I really just updated their outfits, okay? Maybe it's not a full redesign because their hair is the same. I didn't mind their hair. Their faces didn't change much. I never gave them any colors. It's like I gave them a new color palette. I just gave them an updated outfit. I cannot call that a redesign, but I gave them an update, and I'm very happy because they look cute and I love them. They're my babies. So with my other characters, I had a story to read, but like I said, I actually really didn't give Mayumi and Imani a story. So when I went to give them the lore, I kind of just fleshed out their personalities and character a little bit. I didn't write any of their story or them meeting or anything. Don't crucify me. Writing lore is hard. So both Imani and Mayumi are young adult, not 19, mayhaps 20, 21, I haven't decided. But Imani she really is such a goofy, silly, eccentric, and creative girly. She's your typical whimsy, barely legal adult. She checks all the boxes. She loves to draw, freaky books, watching cringe TV shows, playing video games, the whole 9 yards. She's such a creative spirit who's currently going to college for art, much to her parents' dismay. She has 2 wonderful mothers, a father, a younger sister, and an older brother. And of course her family is loving and so caring, but they weren't very supportive of her ambitions and dreams. Imani was a whimsy girl. No way did she want to go to work at some sad 9-to-5 for the rest of her life. She wanted to be a designer or an illustrator, or maybe she'll work for an animation studio or direct a film or a movie. She wanted something fun to get those creative juices flowing, but her parents weren't so gung-ho. I mean, art isn't very lucrative these days. Why not pick something more practical? Art can always be a hobby, was what they would say. But Imani was a stubborn child, and when she had her sights set on something, they were set. Everyone was the same. Sure, she had tons of friends, some who shared her passions, others who didn't, but never mind. Imani was the life of the party. She was energetic and compassionate. It was always a fun time, or so she thought. I guess being this uppity gets overbearing for some. You're being too loud. Calm down. Ugh, they always ruin the mood. Imani never chilled out. She had so much on her mind all the time. She just had to get moving to get through it all. No one ruined her shine. After high school, Imani locked in on her social media. She had all the relevant ones, posting her sketches, skits, and even a day in her life. She got so popular that she was encouraged to start streaming. It was just so nice to be a huge ray of sunshine for people. She loved being people's joy. Yeah, so juggling social media presence, a streaming career, and college all at once could be a headache, but Imani always enjoyed having something to do. Life just moved far too slow for her liking, so this helped to speed things up. Imani is a girly girl at heart. She loves experimenting with aesthetics and styles of clothes, painting her nails, getting all dolled up, and doing her makeup just because she interacts with things that hint towards stank. Imani always looks her best and smells her best. Imani is quite the reckless and competitive Pisces. Born and raised in Arizona, she's an avid coffee drinker, very competitive, very avid at gaming, currently working at a 7-Eleven, much to her dismay, and blind as a bat from staying up late and playing video games. She's easily annoyed and has anger issues and kind of shuts down when she's nervous or upset. She doesn't think before she speaks ever and loves being sarcastic and snarky. She loves cats, and despite her organized chaos, she's very
Mayumi,
serious
on the other
about
hand,
her looks
is an up-and-coming
and hygiene. Author, a studious college student with dreams of publishing her passion project. It doesn't have a name yet, and it's still a work in progress as she works through her degree as an English major. Mayumi is like the complete opposite of Imani in some ways. She's serene and composed. She loves literature in all its forms and loves getting whisked away in a good book. It's her favorite pastime. She's kind and gentle and loves helping out the youth. Most of her peers praise her for her motherly vibes. Despite being so collected and composed, Mayumi can get caught up in the ramblings of her thoughts. She always has so many ideas that you just can't wait to get on that paper. Sometimes they spill out. Although Mayumi really is a kind girl through and through, some people choose to take her perfection as a dig or a threat. They glare and gossip about what she could possibly be hiding under that perfect facade, spreading rumors and talking shit every chance they get. It's quite irritating. Mayumi thought things would subside when she started her college career, but alas, college students are just as immature as high schoolers. Mayumi can't stand ignorant, immature idiots. It really grinds her gears. She's trying to be a more calmer person these days, but sometimes Mayumi lets that stupidity get to her and she can get a bit of a temper. Okay, maybe like a lot of a temper, but she tries really hard to keep it at bay. She's very passionate about her work and her hobbies and those closest to her. She will always do what she can to protect the peace. So she studies at school, tutors high schoolers, and saves some time to write. Mayumi is a very studious and calm, down-to-earth Aquarius. She wants to be a writer when she grows up, and she used to feel insecure about her origins. I don't quite know if I'm the right person to tackle this, but I have heard in recently that, Asia is becoming more of a thing in the Western state, America. And usually when someone tells an American that they're Asian, they think of Japanese or Chinese or Korean. So I feel like maybe it'll hit close to home for some people that I just imagine that when Mayumi moved, because she moves to Arizona, a lot of people are real quick to peg her as Japanese or Korean or Chinese, but she truly is Filipino. And she only just grew out of that as she developed as a person, and in high school decided to put her foot down on it. But in middle school, she used to be really insecure about where she came from and that she was Filipino because nobody gave a fuck about Filipinos, which is sad because Filipinos are awesome. Mayumi takes her studies and learning very seriously, and she loves teaching and tutoring other people. She's very open-minded, and she doesn't mind being wrong or corrected, but she totally gets lost in rambling when you allow her to speak. She's reckless every once in a while because she's very protective of the people closest to her, and that's the only time you'll catch her being reckless or doing something out of turn. I haven't fully developed their romance yet, but I love them. I love them so much. It's like Imani is head in the clouds, always speaking before she thinks, and she's just always high in the sky, but Mayumi grounds her and keeps her, down to earth, and really it's that calm to Imani's chaos. Oh my god, I really love lesbians, guys. I don't know if you quite feel how I feel, but I love lesbians. They are really my babies. I don't draw them enough. I used to draw them a lot. My high school junior sketchbook has so much art of them that you will see if you haven't already. I love them so much. They're my perfect baby little angels. I love them. Oh my gosh, I can just see Imani confiding in Mayumi when she has a bad day. Her parents not that supportive of her dreams, and I can just see Mayumi valuing her dream and her passion and telling her go babe, you go for it, I'm here for you, and I see the value in your art and I believe in you and I know you can do it. I need that in my life. I love them so much, and I really need to develop their story more. I really need to develop their romance more. So let me know if you guys want a part 2 of Imani and Mayumi so I can be motivated to write their love story. And those were all of my OCs for today. Can you tell that I've never done a voiceover? Please tell me you can't. I'm actually very nervous to post this. I've never read from a script. I hope I don't sound like robotic or chaotic. Well, no, I'm gonna be chaotic. I'm chaotic. But like sporadic, I don't really know what the word is. I just hope that my thoughts come across and you can tell that I really care about my characters and that I really care to write about their stories and develop their characters. And if I do make another video, this, gets some love, I would love to make another part. I have a lot of OCs and I have bigger docs. Like if you thought my ramblings were really ramblings, I have characters who have pages upon pages of information that I've developed over years of time. So I hope I made sense, at least a little bit, and I hope that you liked my art, and I hope that you love my babies, and if you don't love them yet, that you're coming around to them because they're my perfect little baby angels and they deserve the world. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching my first-ish video. This is like the first time I've posted this kind of passion on YouTube, at least. I'm very passionate about my art. I really like it. I really like drawing, and I really like connecting with people via my art and drawing and my story writing. I really hope that you actually enjoyed it. I mean, if you're still here, maybe you did. And if you did, give me a like. Subscribe, maybe? Maybe? We could be besties. I'm sorry. Anyways, bye-bye and see you next time.